All right, boys and girls, the Jets lose on the last play of the game, or close to the last play of the game, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 28-24. Uh, man, I wanted that one. I wanted it. I know like draft position and all that, and I get it. But man, Zach played well. I'm happy with what we got from Zach. I really am. Second half, first half, we're still getting this weird like can't complete a full game. But overall, loved what we got from Zach. And by and large, I mean, if you had told me this is what Zach's performance was going to be and just the Jets in general, and we were going to lose by 4 points, I would have taken that in a heartbeat before this game. So, uh, frustrating. You don't get the win against Brady. Would have been nice to kind of like the last time you get to see him just, we got you. But nope. Unfortunately, no dice. They wind up going down the field. Our defense held him in check to start. And then like Bryce Hall and Brandon Eccles, regardless of the interception that he got, like good for him, but like they got beat like a drum. Our corners got smoked. And it's just because Tom Brady is the GOAT. Tom Brady's the GOAT. He's got his top weapons. I know Antonio Brown's like often wherever the hell he winds up going, but Antonio Brown's gone. He's no longer on the Buccaneers anymore. Bruce Arians did come out and say he is no longer on the team. But yeah, Zach's without wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. Michael Carter goes off at the beginning of this game in the first quarter, then winds up going out with a concussion, doesn't come back into the game. So he's without his top running back. And then we're down to like our fourth tight end. Like it's like comical. We have Dan Feeney starting at center. You got Chuma Edoga who can't stop a nosebleed on the left-hand side. Dude, for the end of the first half, he had a stretch of plays where it was like, you got blown up for a pressure that forced Zach to throw the ball deep down to Keelan Cole on the sideline. That wasn't really a good shot for a completion anyway. And then you have friggin' the holding penalty that he got on the next play. And I'm like, oh, Chuma, what the heck? I was just talking about how I'd like to bring you back for depth. Ugh. Sorry, Chuma. You stunk. Was not very good. But overall, I liked a lot of things that I saw today. And I think given the performance and given the opponent you're going up against, the Buccaneers are a severely better team than the New York Jets are right now. They were without Shaq Barrett. They were without JPP. So the edge rush presence wasn't quite there for them. So that's probably why we didn't see quite as much heat on Zach overall. I mean, we saw more in the second half. But dude, I liked what we got from Zach. The biggest thing for me that I was really excited about, and it's kind of stupid, and you guys can tell me if I'm just a joke for anyone being like excited about this, but I really, really like when quarterbacks work the hard count. And Zach Wilson twice on that first drive got the guys on the Bucs defensive line to jump off sides. And to go back, I think it was the second drive, he wound up getting our own guy, LDT, to jump. So it's not a good thing, but like I love manipulating the snap count and being able to possibly get that free 5 yards or free play. Because if you can get the guy to hop off sides and you can just now lob the ball 50 yards down the field, regardless of having to worry about an interception, it doesn't matter. So I really, really like that part of Zach Wilson's game. I thought he looked decisive. I thought he looked sharp. There were a bunch of drops that I thought were really bad drops. He had one bad pass just before halftime. I think it was the last pass he threw. Could have been intercepted, but it wasn't. So, every quarterback has those kind of throws anyway. So very, very pleased with what we got from Zach. Now, I will say the disappointing part of this team has been the defense all year, and I'll keep preaching it week in and week out. I'm okay with losing because of the defense, because we haven't put any resources into there. The resources we have put into there have been hurt on a season-ending IR the entire season with Joyner, Joyner, Lawson, and Curry. So I'm okay losing by way of defense. It sucks. Like Elijah Riley, like I like you, dude, but man, it's a long shout from Joyner and May and Davis, and I don't know. It's frustrating. I'd like to see them be able to stop a little bit more. It was cool seeing Michael Carter get his first sack against Tom Brady. That's going to be something he'll always remember. And then you get Eccles getting an interception against Tom Brady. That that doesn't happen very often. So it's exciting for those young players, nonetheless. Overall, I loved the offensive play calling outside of the 4th and 2. I don't know did Wilson change the play at the line of scrimmage to make it a 4th and 2 quarterback sneak? Because that seems like the most asinine of calls you could possibly make there. But horrible play call. I do like going for it. I like going for it on 4th down by 2 when you have the greatest of all time quarterback. Granted, he has no timeouts, but he's got to have a minute 20, whatever it was, to go down the field. And kicking the field goal, we saw 2020 at the end of the season. You saw the Bucs go for 2 at the end of the game. So the field goal wouldn't have mattered. It would have been 27-28. So would you rather lose by 1 point, or would you rather try to go for the win and get those 2 yards? And I like the aggressiveness that we have had. We went for it 5 times last week. We go for it again here. I just learned the Jets eclipsed their, I don't want to say high of going for it for the last few years, but I want to say we have gone for it the most times on 4th down since I think year 2000. And it might be higher than that by now at this point. Todd Bowles, oddly enough, was the most recent head coach of the Jets in 2018 when we had our closest bout with it. I want to say it was like 22 times. And I think we're up to 27 or 29 right now. So I do like going for it overall. What are the notes I had? Braden Mann had some really nice punts, except for like the one that we really needed to be halfway decent, which was when we were like on the 2, 3, 4, 5 yard line and he's kicking out of his end zone. He boots it to like the 45. that was not good. Kenny Yeboah. What do you have? 2, 3 catches? What did Yeboah finish with? 2 catches, 36 yards. I thought he looked good. Good is maybe a stretch, but good. I thought he looked all right. Let's see. Keelan Cole had a bad drop before half. We had a really, really good opportunity before we gave the ball back to the Bucs. Had a really good opportunity to get some points before the half, and Keelan Cole winds up dropping I want to say it was 2nd and 8, maybe. Drops a play, just hits him right in the hands. It's in the Zach Wilson every pass video that I just put out. So definitely take a look at that. Dude, Denzel Mims, I don't know if he got any snaps. I'm going to have to look at that, but DJ Montgomery is ahead of you in the pecking order for snaps. There is no way Mims makes the roster next year. I would be thoroughly shocked. I have been saying that I think he's going to be a camp cut at the beginning of next year. I think they want to give him an extra shot, but based on how we're kind of seeing him be used in these types of games, I don't think that's remotely going to be the case. I think they're going to try and trade him at the draft. If they get a 3rd or a 4th round pick for him, I think he goes to Carolina, reunites with his college head coach in Matt Rule, and the Jets just get a few more picks, right? Like, what can they give us? We have their 2nd round pick. I think we had their 4th last year, so I guess we could take their 4th this year if they have one. I don't know. Either way, disappointing not seeing anything from Mims again. Braxton Berrios. Is this the first time I'm bringing up Braxton Berrios right now? Braxton Berrios, this boy needs to be re-signed. This guy is awesome. He is the embodiment of like Wayne Corbett in my mind. Like growing up, I loved Wayne Corbett, and I loved the 3rd down, the Green Lantern, like this whole this guy wasn't afraid to go across the middle and take a shot. He puts his heart on the line. He puts his body on the line. And it just feels like Braxton Berrios, whenever you need he's clutch. A slot receiver for us. Oh, geez. My stream broke. Can you guys hear me? At least give me a nod if you guys can hear me. I see I'm frozen over there on the screen. I'm on mute. Let's see. Oh, I'm good now. Okay. So did you guys hear me talk about Braxton Berrios? Let me just redo all this. Okay, so Braxton Berrios, I am so pumped on this guy. This dude needs to be able to get re-signed. I think he has earned so much. Not so much, but I do think this guy is legitimately a weapon for this team. I think he's a long-term slot. I would give him a 3-year contract. It just feels like every time there's a play to be made, Braxton Berrios is there to make it. And it's something that we don't have a whole lot of across the board, really. Like he's one of the few people that I really trust. It'd be like him and Michael Carter probably on the offense. And Braxton Berrios to me feels like that Green Lantern, that passionate, that heart guy that's running across the center of the field, doesn't care if he's going to get a shot from a linebacker or safety. Like he's going to hold on to the ball and you can rely on him. He reminds me of Wayne Corbett. That ball back there, signed Wayne Corbett ball, my favorite player of all time. I love Wayne Corbett, and Braxton makes me feel like Wayne Corbett is back on this team, and I really, really hope we hold on to it. I really do. All right. Travis B says Braxton Berrios, 3 years, $21 million. Totally fine with that. Have no problem giving the guy that much money. I think that would be totally realistic. Let's see. Thomas Cahill says Zach broke Jets records for games without an interception. No way. Is that actually the longest stretch? Oh, I would have thought Pennington had that. But he goes, what, 4 games in a row? Is that 4 games in a row without an interception? Against this defense? Hell yeah. Let's go, Zach. I'm happy. You know what? I don't mind the loss. Like, it sucks. I want to get the win. I wanted the win. I don't want to see the defense fall apart at the end there. But we're looking draft position. Where are we sitting right now? Let's see. We're currently the 3rd pick. Technically, if Houston loses, we'll be the 4th pick again. Houston is going against the 49ers, oddly enough. And the 49ers don't have their starting quarterback, so Trey Lance is going to be starting there. So an interesting opportunity for some picks to possibly be flip-flopped. And Seattle is going against the Lions. Man, that would be nice if they got a victory. Berries. Maybe we should have they instead of Berrios, we just call them berries and everyone just puts the cherries in the chat. I like that. That's pretty cool. D, we're gonna be popping some cherries in the chat. Oh geez. Oh geez. What else we got in here? Berrios is a great special teams player, but on a great team, he's a number 4 wide receiver, says Curly Norman. That's okay. We're not a really great team yet. So, like, sign him, bring him back. Worst case scenario, he's like a number 3 receiver. Worst case scenario, he's just a special teams guy. Best case scenario, he's doing what we're seeing now. So I'd be very happy with that. Berrios needs to do it for 10 yards to be Wayne Corbett. Calling him Corbett now is disrespectful. Oh, come on. Come on. I'm excited. Berrios has had a great season. Great season. I hope he has a continued great Jet career. Would have really liked that. But I am saying he gives me shades of my boy Wayne Corbett. Let's see. What else are we going on? This wasn't a Brady win. It was a Jets loss via poor defense and big 4th down error by the offense, says Highland Prime. Yes, completely agree. I do think that the Jets played well enough to beat Brady. I think Brady having all his weapons. I mean, he had Gronk, he had Evans, he had Brown for half a game. He had Brashad Perriman, Le'Veon Bell, a few ex-Jets. Look, he had his weapons. Zach didn't have any. That was top 4. I thought Zach played a better game. I shouldn't say that because Tom really had a good game. Tom had a good game. I'm really happy with what we got out of Zach, though. That's what we'll say. I can live with that. V-Man dropping in with a super chat. V-Man says, anyone who says we should have kicked the field goal is out of touch with the modern NFL. Bruce and Brady would have went down the field, gotten the touchdown, and went for the 2-point conversion. I completely agree. When I was watching that and I'm thinking, okay, 4th and 2, field goal puts you up by a touchdown. I am thinking kick the field goal. And then they're like, okay, we're going to go for it. Totally fine. I have no problem going for it there. Zero problem going for it on 4th and 2 with the GOAT on the other sideline. Try to win it outright. Don't even give him the ball back. Like, just get the first down, drop some knees. Unfortunately, we decided to call a quarterback sneak. And I really, really want to know what happened. But I think, I don't know. Do you think Zach took the ball into his hand to do the 2-yard thing? Or was that like the play call? Because it felt like some of the other offensive players, at least like whoever the running back was at that point, seemed like he was a little surprised that it went that direction. I don't know. I could be wrong. 4th and 2 for a sneak regardless, whoever it is, whether it be LaFleur, Salah, Zach calling it, whatever it was. I think it just was not good. that was bad. So here we go. There we go. The call was correct. Play calling was the problem. Call going for 4th, I think is what you're saying. Salah is the head coach. He approved Wilson having the sneak as an option. That's fair. It wasn't the call. They said it was a miscommunication. It was miscommunication. It was supposed to be an end around to Barrios. Oh, God, that sucks. I hate when that happens. And then Dan Feeney on the play before. Feeney, the most critical snap of the game. The shotgun snap. Winds up skipping it off the ground. Zach picks it up and is able to just like sidearm it to Barrios, who's still 2 yards short. But man, just to get the ball out to get it that close was a testament to Zach and Barrios being on the same page. But man, would have been nice to have our starting center in there, at least for that. Let's see. Mark Riss, Sal said the original play was a sneak, but they wanted to option it to Barrios, and they ran the original call. Oh, okay. So that's what happens. See, this is what happens when I'm like editing stuff and not watching the actual post-game presser. Rats. Dang it. All right. What else you guys got going on here? Guys, if you're dropping in the stream, drop a like if you're excited for what you saw out of Zach Wilson, the growth that we're seeing from week 1 to week, what are we, 17 now? Fantastic. I'm really happy with where we're going with this. I would love nothing more. I don't know where Buffalo stands in like this whole playoff ranking thing. If they're in the playoffs currently, now I have to refresh Tankathon just to kind of see. Because if we can play spoiler to Buffalo in any capacity, I would absolutely love it. But I think they can get in. Oh God, that kind of stinks. I wanted to play spoiler at the end of the year, so I'll have to keep an eye out for that. But yeah, Jets wind up losing 28-24. Let's go through some stats. Zach Wilson finishes the day 19 of 33, 234 yards and a touchdown. It could have been much more yardage. He did have a few bad drops by his receivers and a lot of like pressured throws because of Chuma Edoga just like stinking. So some of those incompletions were kind of by design and some were errors on the wide receiver. He had one really bad pass at the end of the half that could have been intercepted. Other than that, I thought he played great. Michael Carter winds up being our leading rusher, and he only played the first quarter of this game. He had 3 carries, 54 yards. That's 18 yards per carry. He had a real big monster run. It was awesome to watch. It might have been, 51 or 52 yards. It was like his entire yardage because he had a minus a yard and like not a whole lot. But man, he's in the concussion protocol, so hopefully he's back for next week. Austin Walter filled in nicely, wound up having 14 carries, 49 yards. Ty Johnson added 5 carries for 35 yards. So overall, about 4.5 yards per carry from at least like the 2 main running backs. I won't say Michael Carter. And then receiving wise, Braxton Berrios across the board wound up having 10 touches, 77 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He had 1 rushing and 1 receiving touchdown. He becomes the first player in Jets history to have a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. So, Berrios, my dude, loving it. Defensive-wise, C.J. Mosley, 7 tackles, 6 assists. Bryce Hall, 7 tackles, 2 assists. Bryce Hall and Brandon Eccles, as much as I liked Eccles' interception, they got abused. They got beat like a drum, unfortunately. Like, it's tough when you're going up against Gronk. Like, it felt like Bryce Hall was on Gronk the entirety of the game. And I don't hate it, but I would like maybe a bigger guy on Gronk. Gronk just doesn't drop the ball. He's so good, so good. And then Mike Evans. If you had any one of these players, we don't have a weapon on our team that's healthy right now that is better than Gronk, than Evans, than half of Antonio Brown. Let's talk about that for a little bit. Antonio Brown. What happened on the side? I want to know what happened on the sidelines that this guy was just like losing his everything on. And seriously, there is got to be, I know it's a weird speculation, but there's seriously got to be something wrong with this guy. Ever since he got cracked in the head in that playoff game against the Bengals, I don't think he's been the same. He's been like off his rocker now for 5 years. Is that right? Oh, dude, this guy is nuts. I hope he gets help. I really do. Because man, he's a talented player, but I think he's probably done in the NFL. If Tom Brady can't keep you on your team and you can't get motivated to win a second Super Bowl back to back, like, dude, get the hell out of here. Like, you're done. Bruce Arians comes out and says he's no longer a member of the Buccaneers. Good. Screw him. Although it's one of those things that's interesting. Like, does he wind up making the flight back with the team? Or does he go on like a bender and fly out to Vegas and just go bonkers till next week? No, like that's got to be the most awkward conversation if he's got to go back with the team. Ugh. Really awful stuff. Overall, look, I'm happy with what we got from Zach. I kind of expected that from the defense. I thought if you had told me what this game was going to be beforehand, I would have said Jets are going to get blown out by 3 touchdowns. Like, I just hope Zach looks okay. Like, maybe no interceptions. We got no interceptions, and Zach looked good. This is like gravy, baby. No one's expecting a win there. Man, it would have been nice. Would have been nice. So now the Jets go into Buffalo next week. Hopefully we can smack them around a little bit. That would be fantastic. I would love nothing more than to end the season on a high note. Even if it's not a win, just like I want Zach to continue to look good. If he can outshine Josh Allen, but like, I don't know. Or maybe I don't want him to throw an interception. I don't know. I'm not sure what I want. I just want Zach to look good. If I could have some like rock solid hope going into next season, that would be fantastic. And I already have some pretty sky high hope right now, but ending it with a Bucs good game from Zach Wilson would just be awesome. It is wacky to see. This was the game with the largest gap in quarterback age difference. Tom Brady and Zach Wilson, born 22 years apart. 22 years apart. Or Zach is 22? Yes, Zach is 22. Zach was born 1999. And Tom Brady was drafted in 99 or 2000. Which one was it? I don't know. Whatever. longest age gap between starting quarterbacks. It was cool. It's got to be pretty neat to be Zach and being like, hey, I'm playing against my idol. And I understand Jet fans may not like it. Like, oh, well, he's the Jets quarterback. He shouldn't be his idol. Well, guess what? He's also a quarterback that grew up during the era of Tom Brady. So get the flock over it. I do say it makes me really happy, like, every time I watch Tom Brady throw a hissy fit on the field. Although it gets me, like, burnt up every time he actually gets a penalty because of it, like, for himself. But I love watching him get angry. There's nothing more that makes me smile than, like, pure, clear frustration from the GOAT. And knowing we caused it. Just makes me happy. What else you guys talking about? Richard Flowers, 250 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 60 yards rushing will be a rock star game for Wilson next week. Yes, that would be awesome. If we could get that kind of rushing yard. We didn't get to see that type of running performance from him today. Lewis says Mims experiment should be over. Agreed. Harry W says it'll take a day for me to get over it. To get over the loss. Yeah, hey, look. It sucks. Loss sucks. You never want to see a loss. But I think I saw a lot more positives today. And the negatives that I saw were clearly from just being outgunned and out talented. Talented. That's a word, right? Yeah. I think the defense is just outmanned right now. We don't have the horses in the stable to be able to do that. So takeaways from today: Zach looked good, really happy. Braxton Berrios is legit, deserves a contract extension. Michael Carter, hope you're healthy. Antonio Brown, don't let the door hit you on the way out. And Tom Brady, I'm glad I'll never have to see you again in MetLife Stadium. So, guys, my name's Ryan. This has been Jets Talk, talking a little bit of post-game recap here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I really want to hear from you guys and see what you guys have to say. I'll be live tomorrow. I believe Joe Blewett's going to be on with me tomorrow for the Monday show. And then I'll do some phone calls from you guys. I want to get some voices heard from you. And then I definitely want to see you guys on Tuesday for the Talking Jets panel. Me, O'Leary, and Greenbean. 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Boys, this is Jets Talk signing off. Jets.